I've been asked about this doozy from 2012 a few times, so it's worth going through and sort of recording up my ideas. I hope they make sense to you. But you've got to do what I pretty much did with this problem at the time, which was thought about it heaps and heaps and heaps. We've got a project diagram here, or activity chart, whatever you want to call it. And you notice that, well, forward and backward scanning are an important skill, really won't do a lot for you in this case. So we've got John, Ken and Lisa, these three individuals here, got to complete these activities, okay? And this shows the diagram here. So there's some restrictions, but before we go into the restrictions, let's just calculate what the critical path is. Now I'm pretty sure it is this one, this one, this one and this one. Which is 7, 12, 17. Okay, now I wouldn't forward and back scan to get that. It should take you only a couple of goes to ascertain that it will be 17 based on the information in this. So now let's look at these restrictions. So several activities need special skills. And we've got John only being able to complete activity A and F. So what I'll do is I'll change colour just so we can see that. So here's A and here's F. Now that should be fine. There's a critical path there. Those two activities are on the critical path and John will have no trouble completing A and completing F, and the project will still finish at time 17. So that's not going to have any effect whatsoever. Now let's have a look at the next situation. So we've got B and C must be completed by Ken. So there's B and there's C. Now C is on the critical path, B is not. So you might think, oh yeah, no, that's no problems, but actually it is. Right, now if you look at C, C's on the critical path, so we've got C depending on A finishing, but it also needs B to finish because Ken has to do this before this one can start. So to visualize this a bit better, what we've got to do is really dummy these two up. Alright, and now what's going to happen is we've got this new critical path or new longest path through the project. Okay, so it's going to be 6, 4 is 10, 15, 20. Alright, so that's going to cause a 3-day delay because C can't start at time 3 anymore. It's got to start at time 6 now. So yep, that will have an effect and the finish time is going to be 20. Alright, let's have a look at the next one. I'll change colour again. Let's go red this time. D and E must only be completed by Lisa. Okay, so here is D and here is E. Alright, now let's have a look at what this is. Now neither of these is on the critical path, so you might actually think, oh wow, 20, because they're not on the critical path. But let's again have a look at the issues surrounding this. So B takes time 6, okay? And E takes time 6 as well, so we're 12 to this point here. The issue now is that D has to be completed as well, okay? So a couple of ways of looking at this. What she's going to do is going to wait for task A to finish, and then she'll do task D. Okay, so that's going to take us 10 units of time. Then what she's going to do is she's going to, and if you imagine, this is not the proper thing to do, but you can almost imagine it like a dummy connector, she's now going to do E because she has to do that one as well. So at this point here she's at 10. Alright, what that's going to do is add another 6, which is 16, and then we're going to go through this one here, and that's going to be another 5, so that's 21. Alright, so yes, that is going to have an effect, and it's going to be 21, and at this stage that is the longest. Well, let's have a look at the last situation. Let's go green. Okay, so G and H may only be completed by one of John, Ken or Lisa. So any of the three can complete G or H. Now at this time here we've got red. Red is Lisa completing that. And because at this stage here we've got the critical path here, that means we could have either John or Ken doing this particular task here. That's no problems at all. So that is not going to create a longer path than 21. So there's our answer there, 21. Alright, if you work that one out, you'll have been better than a lot of people in the state. Only 18% of the state got that one right. And it certainly was a tough problem.